that person or that person's home, I feel there's shared belongings or belongings that are yours but on your person's premises. Because I get like a Saturn energy. Come on, Pegacrease, if you're still in the chat, remind me about what a Saturn energy is. Saturn can be vicious. No belongings. Okay. Then I feel there's a joint something that needs to be closed off quickly. You don't know much about that. I don't know whether Breeny's still there or not. I haven't looked in the chatters for a while. V, only you will know what this joint... I feel like your person can be quite vindictive or quite nasty. Your person has the capacity of being nasty. And I feel they will turn quickly. Okay. Yeah, while you were saying yes, they were never nasty, but they don't like being said no to. Okay, you've seen the bossy with other people. You're now other people. Turn quick from being okay to being nasty. It's like that. And hopefully that resonates, V. Shani, are you still on a work call? Okay, I feel like you're not going to invest. I feel like you've stopped investing. It's because you no longer say yes. I'm impressed that your person is so used to you saying yes that they're shocked. And I don't know if Shani is still in the queue or still on a work call. Yeah, I don't know what their problems are, but as soon as we stop saying yes, it's like their God complex crashes. I know my halo is a toe ring now. And that's basically because I use a term that I know. Oh, you're welcome, V. And thanks, Shani, as well, because Shani let you in. Now, Immature, you're here as well. Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy, why have you got the bottles lined up? Jimmy, why have you got the bottles lined up? Yeah, I know you're still there, Pagacrease. You missed out on me getting kicked off Twitch like 4 times. It's like a dumping session. Yeah, Shani let you in. Okay. Well, Jimmy hasn't answered, so Pagacrease, why not? Yeah, heaps of people dropped in after I closed the queue because my queue went to 7 within 10 minutes. It went to 7. Now, Pagacrease, has somebody been critical of you and the work situation? Just let me know if you can recognise that. I wouldn't say that, Pagacrease. Like, I've only got 360 followers, so that's not famous. It's good, but it's not famous. I had 2,000 when I was on radio. So I know that was years ago, but hey, gold hairs, welcome in. I've had to close the queue. The queue is closed. I have a date on Valentine's Day. Yay! Okay. I feel like someone has said if only you put that much energy into finding work. And happy Valentine's Day, gold hairs. Okay, Peggy Crease, this is a major arcana thing. Okay. I feel you're being put in a position where you have to stand up for yourself. Can you relate to that, Peggy Crease, that life is putting you in a position, where you have to stand up for yourself? Okay, hopefully Peggy Crease hasn't gone to an ad. I don't think so. Because everybody who goes to an ad knows to put in ad. Okay. That resonates. And yes, you can understand standing up for yourself. Okay, I would go with what your therapist said because I get that this is you know what it means when major arcana cards come up consistently. It means a pivotal point in life. And I feel like it's job related. I feel like you may have stood up to your therapist, but in the end result, you're going to do what they said, and there's going to be success. You're at a crossroads whether you are as confident as what I believe and what your therapist believes. I believe your therapist believes you are confident enough. Okay. And the VIP cards come out. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Mwah. And I mentioned to Princess Cat you're doing a charity Valentine's stream for trans. I mentioned to Princess Cat that I'm quite willing to pop in and do a side read. I won't dominate, but I thought I could help out. If you don't mind a straight me in there, just for a little bit, because I can only do a little bit. It'll be my tomorrow. So happy Valentine's Day, Amanda. And thank you for the hydrate. If you are interested, Amanda, I'll just pop up as a chatter in your stream and you can guide me as to what you want. Yeah, I get that, Peggy Crease, that you're just done of those places. There you go. I'm in for raising funds for that, Amanda. And I know I'm time poor, but Princess Cat knows. Well, while you're playing Phasmo, I could pop into your chat and do a few reads for your people. But I'll do it within your chat so you get the fundraising. Yep. Peachy, just ask away the question and I'll continue to read for Pegacrease. Okay. I feel like teaming up with your therapist would be a good idea, Pagacrease. I feel you have to explain to your therapist all of the work you've done because you've done a lot yourself. And it's like your patience is wearing thin. Oh, thank you, Gold Hairs, for the prediction. I just awarded channel points because I found out I've got a Valentine's date tonight. Yeah, and I feel explain to your therapist, but no one else. But your patience is wearing thin about it's like a battle between spiritual and real world. Yeah, I know. You've been working by yourself without the therapist. You need to explain to the therapist exactly what you've done and exactly how many places you've gone to, because I feel like they're assuming you haven't done anything. And it's like, seriously, that's hand holding. And I don't feel you need hand holding through life, but your patience is wearing thin. Okay, which oracle would you like, Pagacrease? I want to see what the predictions. Oh, I'm going to have to fill you in. Oh, yeah. I like the sound of the chocolate fondue. I like the sound of that, but don't know. Vintage wisdom. Well, make sure you make a prediction. I'll have to fill everybody in tomorrow. I'll have to put the answer in tomorrow. Wrong level. Oh. See what happens when I leave it short to put makeup on? Vote now. The prediction's up. Thank you, Gold Hairs. I like the chocolate fondue one. I doubt whether that's going to happen, though. I doubt it. So one day didn't put up kinky swings. I'm just joking around with you all. Okay, Peachy, feel free to ask your question. I am doing the read for Pagacrease, but if the question's up there, I will get to it. Okay. No, I'm going to draw it again. That came up yesterday. And I don't feel that Pagacrease... Yeah. Well, that was the VIP cards that suggested that, Pagacrease. It was... Okay, let's see. One last shuffle, my guide said. If the ancestor one comes up again, it's supposed to. It's just these. I've got to get the El Cheapy deck I bought because these 30 centimetre cards are a bit too much for me. Peace. Okay. I feel you deserve recognition. I can see the sun coming up in the background, and I feel like with the olive branch, you deserve recognition, and I feel this is lack of recognition at all. And I feel that at times you feel like you just want to curl up in a ball because people seem to see you as invisible. Let me know how that relates to real life stuff. Thank you for the hydrate, Gold Hairs. Oh, I'm getting time poor here now. I've got to do hair and makeup. Let's see. Peace. Peace. Okay. the invisible part you can relate to. Yeah, it's like, hello, I'm here. Um, okay, that's fine, Peachy, even if it's super long. I can read it. The classical depiction of Mary cradling the infant Jesus was chosen for its serene and timeless beauty. The quiet lake seen in the distance suggests peace, homecoming, and the simple grace of motherhood. Whoever, anybody who's had a child, there is no such thing as simple grace. Um, Motherhood is not that peachy. Excuse the French, peachy. I can't see your message at the moment, but I can open up and have a look. If you put it on the chat here, is that okay? A cascade of fragrant white jasmine, symbolizing love in Hindu culture, softly cradles the scene. Regardless of creed or culture, our need for peace is universal. And this card invites you into the sanctuary to gain insight into your current predicament. Peace is not only found in calm, harmonious surroundings, peace is a state of being which can be cultivated from within. Thoughts have the power to free or enslave the thinker. The quality of your thoughts are mirrored by your reality, in turn affecting your potential to experience real and lasting peace. One of the first steps in this journey is acceptance. So be aware of any potentially paralyzing thoughts, such as judgment or criticism. And Pagakris, that's what I thought was coming from your therapist. It keeps going on. Cultivating a centered mind and body creates a platform from which to find peace. Meditation and yoga are effective tools for both. And with practice, you can discipline restless thoughts and lead the mind to the still oasis of the present moment. Through stillness, you can learn to listen with your entire being and cultivate a direct relationship with oneness, which is always at peace regardless of mortal circumstances. Another way to experience sublime peace, even amid dynamic activity, is through selfless service to others. By creating a space unencumbered by restraints of the mind and dramas of the ego, peace can breathe, contemplate, and lead you to richer understanding of its authentic nature. In the words of Sri Chimney, I think that's how you pronounce it, if you have inner peace, nobody can force you to be a slave to the outer reality. And that's what I get. Oh, it didn't appear in our screens chat. That's weird. Okay. Pagacrease, I'm picking up after having read that the conflict between the real world and the spiritual world means creating an inner peace. Looking at any task in the outside world as being of service to the universe. Because I feel like in your mind there's a conflict between working for income and doing your spiritual work. Working for income is working for the community. It keeps things moving. And if you can create inner peace, you can actually live within both worlds. So I do get that you will be successful living in both worlds, Pagacris. It's just a matter of finding that balance, finding that peace within the spiritual so that you can act on the external. Okay. Whoops. Duh, Karen, I picked up too many cards. Partners can add value to your life, Peachy, but I always look at it as it can be complementary. Sometimes we don't have the same skills as our partner has in life. And it's full, a partnership in life is full of compromises. Full of compromises. Because you don't always like the same things. You don't always have the same friends. Just remember, you're two individuals coming together. And to make two individuals coming together into a couple requires work. It requires compromise. As long as it's equal compromise, I have no yes, we should make our hearts full so that we can give. But at the same time, we have to realize that if we don't make a compromise here and there, the differences or the complementary sides of our personalities are going to combat each other. It's like they're going to fight each other. And it doesn't matter how you identify. If you have a person of interest, it's all about finding out about them, working out what I always say, make 3 lists. Like the first one should be boundaries. What boundaries do you have? Is the person going to cross them? I'm glad it resonates, Pagacris. Yeah, but working for an income can have emotional fulfillment. It can have emotional fulfillment. And it's nothing to take away from the spiritual. It actually keeps the whole... If we were supposed to live in the spiritual, we wouldn't have been put in a body here on earth. That's my thinking on it anyway, Pagacris. But I was answering Peachy's question. So partners don't always add value. It's a series of compromises that gets you to a point of being a couple without detracting from your individuality. And I always say there's 3 columns. One is my boundaries. For example, Karen's boundaries are, and I would list down maybe 5 things that are my boundaries. Do not cross these, otherwise we're over. The second column is longer because it's a list of things I'm willing to discuss and talk about. The things I'm willing to compromise on as long as there's discussion. And the third list is basically no-go zones. And that has to do with boundaries as well. But your boundaries are like, think of it like a tin fence that moves in the wind. Your boundaries can actually have some give. They're not going to change. They can have some give and take. Your compromises are compromises you make based on discussion. It's never clear. And it is a longer list than your boundary list. Your boundary list should be things that are totally how I resonate in life, how I believe in life. One thing, you all heard me offer Amanda a pop in to raise funds for trans justice. I am passionate about that too, by the way, even though I identify as straight. I'm still passionate having trans friends and knowing what they go through. So one of my boundaries is that the person coming into my life has to be accepting of the diversity of my friends. They have to be accommodating to my way of thinking, as in they don't necessarily have to think the same as me, but by God, you diss one of my friends and you get the Karen meme firing on 4 cylinders. Or all cylinders. I don't know how the saying goes, but if that makes sense, Peachy, just let me know. But value adding, it's like we're expecting our person to be our one and only friend. And that's not always the case. As I said, I can quite often laugh with my close friends in a way that I don't with my person. But I can tell you now, if I have a situation that I am struggling to cope with, I know I can ring my person and my person will make room for me. Not all friends will make room for you in your worst possible moments. So partners tend to you feel yourself. I'm just reading what Peggy Crease wrote. You can fill yourself with friends, and as long as your partner appreciates that your happiness is found by them being supportive, then what's wrong with that? If they're willing to be that supportive person, they don't always have to be with you. I know there's this ideal of having your person or your partner as being your best friend as well. I'm thinking my best friends are my best friends. And we carry on, and they also know my serious side. They know my spiritual side. They know probably all the facets about me. My best friends do. My person also understands that about me, but on a different level. Can I explain what different means? No. You know when you know. If you know, you know. I think that's the saying that's going around now. But to expect our partner to hold every single characteristic that we want in a friend as well as a partner, to me is a bit unrealistic. It should be a joint effort no matter what. Yeah, one person may be bringing in more income than another. Oh, that's okay, Peachy. You can go back to the VODs. Hopefully the VODs don't have the ads in the same spot. But value adding means that you're, as a couple, you're more than you are as an individual. And trust and respect are the 2 things on my must-have list. trust and respect. I don't have any of the superficial, like height or wealth or any of those sort of requirements. None of those are on my boundaries. Determination, communication, trust, respect, and hopefully admiration. They're the qualities that are on my boundary list. And they're qualities that have never ever changed. Whereas the middle list that's compromise, I'm willing to compromise on anything. And yes, respect, having respect on my boundary list is like, I need my person. Hopefully you'll be able to go back to the VOD and watch it without the ads in the same spot, Peachy. I was just talking about my boundary list. Nothing on my boundary list says anything about the materialistic. There's no height requirement. There's no income requirement. There is no stability requirement. It's trust, respect, determination is one of the things I think is important. But determination to me indicates stability. So it's those sorts of things that are on my boundary list. And having said that, respect is the, like, you guys know, I love playing poker. It's really weird, but I do. I love it. And I enjoy myself whenever I play, whenever I go out with friends and play. And I don't need a person like my significant other to play. I don't need it. I'd like it, but I don't need it. I just need them to respect the fact that I'm going to go out and do it. So it comes down to respect. And yet everything else is, it's like compromise. If you have respect, everything is a compromise. So work out what 5 qualities you would like. Your compromise list should be the longest, because if you think of it, I'm just trying to think. Okay, I'm just thinking of a past person of mine. I used to enjoy water skiing, and my past person used to like fishing. Well, it's quite a few exes ago, but there we go. And the compromise was that if ever they went fishing, they took me along so that I could go water skiing when conditions were right. So we both loved being out on the water. But there was also a compromise there where they wanted some dude time. And I'm like, okay, I won't come with you this time. But because I'd been every other time they'd gone fishing, I was fine not going that one time. So it's a constant compromise. As long as you've got the communication there, which is on my must-have list, as long as you've got the communication there, anything can be worked through.